Ladies and gentlemen, this is Frank Donga, and you're listening to Boom Radio. Boom Radio. Keep listening. Don't touch it.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It is Boomba right here on your Boom Radio NG. And my name is Sola Dolupo. I bid you a warm welcome to the bar this very interesting afternoon. We're going to be talking about a lot of things. Yes, literally, there are going to be a lot of things to talk about today. So sit back, relax, and enjoy today's show. As there are going to be different aspects of things we're going to be talking about just from the federal government of Nigeria. There's still updates on protests, the August 1 protests that we're definitely also going to be talking about. There is a lot of gist happening with the Nigerian Olympics that we would also get to, also a bit of entertainment stories, some nice, some not so nice, but we will definitely hopefully get through all the stories. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. My name is Sola Dolupo, and I bid you a warm welcome to the bar today. With me on the show is Sola Rogers.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good everything, It's a beautiful day, last day of the month. And
indeed, it is the last day.
We're excited about that. I'm even more excited about that than all those happy new month things. It's more like happy end of the month. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we want to hear. But however, Dolupo has set it up. Let's dive right into it. Remember, though, that as you join us, please remember to like, comment, and share. We'll appreciate it a great deal.
Okay, so let's get right into the show, as we're going to be talking about, first things first, the issue of the protest. So, or maybe before we get to let me just breeze through a few things. President Tinubu has approved 50,000 monthly stipend for Niger-Delta youths. I think about 10,000 Niger-Delta youths. The federal government has also moved to convert 1 million petrol vehicles to CNG by 2027. This was where they were distributing CNG conversion kits to transporters in 3 states and the FCT. Now,
hold on a minute. The 1 million vehicles, petrol to CNG, are commercial vehicles also.
I don't know exactly if they're commercial vehicles, but I'm guessing that's probably the fastest way to get them to what's it called. So because now they did this during the distribution to Niger, Kogi, and Nasarawa states and Abuja.
Okay, Niger State, Kogi State, Nasarawa,
and Abuja.
What informed the choice of those 3 states?
I don't know. I cannot say, because if we really look at it, they are all like around the same.
Which other states
region
would they be going to, and when would that be?
I don't know. That statement did not
contain all of that information.
Did not contain so much of that, basically. But this was this event had the NURTW national chairman talk about. They were basically, it was distribution to commercial vehicles, basically, to maybe help and something we had said here on the show, like they are a group that they're large number of people or large number of vehicles that can be switched quickly. So it just makes sense.
Yeah, beyond the fact that they can be switched quickly, which is a fact, the idea is that they get to move more people than people who have personal vehicles, cars and personal vehicles. Because with the commercial guys, they move millions of people on a daily.
Yeah.
So that's why you should reach out to them, because that way the cost of transportation comes down and it comes down for goods and services, not just for people moving from end to end. So at the end of the day, that should have some kind of ripple effect. It should.
On transportation.
I'm using the word should over and over again because I know
by Nigeria
that some people are thinking like, well, all this one where they talk now their own. We go still charge waiting we won't charge. But that's why I'm hoping that, it's not half measures by the government. Like, okay, just throw money at a problem and walk away. No, there should be a mechanism in place to monitor the pricing of these guys, because now you have more or less invested this huge sum of money in them and taking their business.
Must make sense.
So they must also owe you some level of price control and maintenance and everything.
And all that.
And again, another note of warning to the government, because we don't have enough CNG dispensing units yet. When I get to go to filling stations, I keep asking them the same question over and over and over again. So I'm hoping that while they're doing all of these conversions, they're also thinking about the easy access to CNG.
Okay,
beyond conversion.
Now let's move on from that quickly. I just thought we're going to breeze through it. Anyway, now moving on from that, let's go. There's still a lot of conversation about the August 1 protest. Now, yesterday, the Inspector General of Police had a meeting with some organizers of a few protests, of this protest. There were a few people that were also involved in it. The president of the NBA, Femi Falana, was also involved. This was a meeting on Zoom. Now, one of the issues that occurred with the meeting was that the organizers of this protest have now rejected the IG's proposal for confined protests. So, according to him, he's saying that they can easily provide security for people if they are in a confined space, meaning that if they're in different parks around the country, then it will be easier for them to provide, it will be easier for the police. However, the organizers have said that they are going to move, they actually want to have a procession. Also, I even saw a particular one where one of these pressure groups was claiming that in Abuja, the federal government has to provide buses for them to move to these places, so that people, you will not now say that people are now walking on the road and then miscreants and all that join. So because the IG has said that basically them moving from one place to another would also mean that anybody can join them.
This is the strangest protest organization and preparation I've seen in my life. Now, I'm not saying that maybe they don't know what they're doing. I'm just saying that they're doing it differently from what we are used to. Maybe this is the mother of all protests. Like they said, they called it 10 days of rage, according to Showore, the leader of this protest, or one of the leaders of
NSAS
the
did
protest.
2 weeks.
No, he said 10 days of rage, and when they decide to change it, they've already picked. NSAS did not say they were doing 2 weeks.
Okay, you just
these guys are telling you already that they're setting aside 10 days in August 1st as phase 1. And they might be doing other stuff.
Cool.
So again, it sounds very strange to me that you're protesting against government, and by right, you can seek police protection, which the Inspector General of Police has offered. But you're also now asking for transportation. It's strange to me, but maybe that's how it's meant to be. But I know it's not in the Constitution too, Sha. The other ones that are in the Constitution is that you have the right, to speak your mind and do all of these things. But you also must remember, I am reiterating it, you do not have the right to impede other people from moving. And I think maybe that's why the IG is saying, go and do this thing in these spots that have been approved by the court, because there's a court judgment to that effect. But your insistence on hitting the road, and you're now expecting the police to also protect you or whatever,
it's
and they're talking about not wanting miscreants or whatever.
Yeah, so the IG is saying categorically that if you are not in a confined space, whatever happens, the police cannot be responsible for that. And I think that that's a very dangerous statement. Why I said so is because, not because I don't think what the IG said is wrong. However, I think that for the people protesting, for the IG to come out and say that,
yeah, okay,
I think that you should be very wary and take the advice of the IG. However, another issue that, so that you will say, you maybe merge this together. Another issue where a few people had come out to say was that one of the lists of the places that they want to, list of places they want to converge, there are places like Eagle Square in Abuja. However, remember Eagle Square, the minister of the FCC has said people should pay before you use Eagle Square. Alausa Park in Lagos, Akpakpava Lane in Benin City, School of Agric in Bauchi, Rosewell Filling Station, Iwo Road, Ibadan, Maiduguri Roundabout, opposite State Stadium, Damaturu, Yobe State, Rainbow Roundabout, and Pantami Stadium, Rivers and Freedom Park in Oshogo. Now, one of the issues that a lot of people have now also said is that how come there is not one venue in the Southeast?
Okay, so if you notice how the organizers were going about their organization, they talked about asking for volunteer anchors and volunteer protesters in different parts. So let us assume, because there was a time when they said, oh, now they have someone in Ikorodu. I was monitoring the tweets and I was like, okay, that's good. You know, this is organization. So let's just assume
that the people in the East
that the
don't
people
want
in
to
the
protest.
Southeast, nobody there had volunteered to help them protest or anchor the protest. You understand? So majorly, it is also assumed that the protest is about, I've heard things like bad governance. So they say hand bad governance. The Shore's group, Take It Back, is talking about taking it back. What are you
what's back?
taking back? You
What's
know,
back?
would
What
like
are you
some
taking?
enlightenment on that, though, honestly, because it's your country too. So let us know what you're taking back.
Okay, so it's no longer a revolution now. It's not take it back. What are you taking back?
No. It's a smart one. There's revolution now. There's Take It Back. There's Days of Rage. It's all Showore. At least those three things are all Showore.
Oh,
Showore,
wow.
yeah, I called your name 3 times. Yes, it's true, because these are things that you've been linked with. I see it. And the reason why I keep saying, for me, this protest has too many political leanings is because Showore was a presidential candidate twice. So I don't get how you are trying to be president, then you lose, and you are protesting. That is what that's all I see. I see a Donald Trump kind of thing. That's what I see with Showore and any other politician that's getting involved in this protest. Now, for the people who are complaining about bad governance, and there's another angle to it. There are some people who are complaining about inflation. And a lot of those ones are actually linking it to the policies of Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, saying that because he removed subsidy and floated the naira, for these 2 reasons, you know, things became very hard. For the people who are saying that, 100% I agree with you. I say it here openly, that I agree with the people who are saying that Tinubu's policies are the ones that brought us here. Now, the why Tinubu did it is not what I'm talking about. It's the effect that we are all feeling that I am talking about.
At the moment, Sha.
So are we going to assume now that if that was all of these things I've listed, if this is why these things have happened, why is there nobody in the southeastern part of Nigeria that's feeling the pinch of this subsidy removal? That's the part I don't get, where there's nobody willing to organize, you know, this protest.
I think maybe, let me answer that
to
question.
also end
with
bad
one
governance.
thing.
There's
With
nobody
one
in the
thing,
southeast that wants to end bad governance.
The Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives had actually come out to say, I think this was yesterday, that in the southeast they will not be protesting, that they will be sleeping instead of protesting in the southeast.
Right. Okay. Interesting.
I don't know if he's representing everybody in the southeast, but they're saying in the southeast, he's saying that in the southeast people are not going to be protesting. Now, interestingly, still talking about this protest, before we even go on to other things, still talking and sticking with the southeast, yesterday the Nigerian Correctional Service had come out to say that every single correctional service, about 256 around the country, are red zones, and nobody, unauthorized people, are not going to be allowed near these correctional services, correctional centers. Makes sense, because we saw what happened over, and how they're increasing security around there. This was just yesterday. How come Owerri prison today was under attack?
It's not an outcome situation. It is obvious that the government that said these are red zones had wind of what happens. And again, even if they don't, it's a pattern in Nigeria. Whenever there's a protest or a riot, there's always prison breakouts and stuff. It's a standard thing. And you know that we always reel from the effect of that, because a lot of criminals are let out. I already talked about congestion several times, and we know that there are some innocent people there. But you see, the criminals always find their way out from this protest. It's another way for people to break out.
Basically, just to cause chaos,
to break out their colleagues and everything. And we know this happened the last time. Benin and a couple of other places. These are facts.
Yeah.
Now, so it's not a how matter in Owerri, because as we speak, it started around 11:30 a.m. today, an attack on the prison in Owerri. And its environs. It's not just even the prison alone now. Remember that we probably didn't talk about it, but a few moments ago, barely 2 or 3 days ago, 4 policemen and one innocent lady, a bystander, were killed in the same axis.
So maybe this is one of the reasons why the people in Southeast are saying that they're not going to protest, not to give people an excuse. Now, I'm not saying that, according to the report, we don't have updates on it yet, but last I checked on that, there was actually a gun duel on that. They had not gotten through, or they did not, these miscreants or criminals did not get through to the prison. Now, this is one of the reasons why I think that it is okay if the police say that people should be in a confined environment. However, I think that it will just not make sense, but especially when we see the kind of organization that has been going on in the past few days around with the army and the police. 2 days ago, there's already been reports of the army stationed at the Eagle Square. I think there's a lot of show of force today by the Lagos RRS and the police. It's already happening. There are pictures and videos all over of what they're doing already.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you are in the Lekki axis, Lekki Phase 1, the Lekki-Ikoyi Link Bridge axis, you would have seen them. They are there in their hundreds. Maybe in their thousands, but in their hundreds.
One of the places that people want to converge tomorrow is the Lekki toll gate. Why?
Well,
it's not a park. Yeah. It is actually a road.
You keep saying
I don't get it. Like,
this, your why is going.
No. What I mean by why is that, I'm sorry, I'm not saying people should not protest. If you say, okay, you want to converge at Freedom Park, you want to converge at Alausa, whatever, people realize that toll gate is just a road.
Why is Freedom Park on this list? Is it the same Freedom Park on Lagos Island?
Yes.
That place is not built for protest now.
That's
a hangout.
That's a hangout spot. It's even tight. That road is even tight. I don't know how you want to figure it out. However, sorry. No, however, like I said, it doesn't make sense. Now, Lagos is now very peculiar, as a court judgment had come out today restricting protests in Lagos to Freedom Park and only Peace Park. Wouldn't that be in contempt of court if people go anywhere else?
Yeah, so contempt of court, yes. Who's going to enforce it? Who are they going to arrest? And how many people are they going to charge to court for this matter? Do you understand? Yes, it will be, because the courts have already made pronouncements about specific locations where this protest could take place.
Okay, so, sorry, just wanted to put this out there. The Freedom Park that the Lagos High Court actually
Ojota
is the one at Ojota, not even the one on the island. Is Ganifa Freedom Park in Ojota and Peace Park in Ketu, and that's it.
Yeah, same axis. It's the same axis. Anyway, the thing that I was saying, I hope I don't lose my train of thought, is that having a protest in a confined space, like the protest that held during the subsidy removal, for instance, it was in actually at the same location that the courts have approved, you understand? And a lot more was achieved because a stage was built, and people got to address a large chunk of protesters at the same time, as against a procession or a movement on the streets on a daily or for the entire day and all of that. Because how do you really pass your message across? Because I'm thinking that when you're protesting, you're also passing a message across.
Yeah.
Except the procession is about something else. But if it's about protesting and putting out a message and really being very sharp about it.
So you think that it will make more sense if you are in one place?
Yes, it does for protesters. On the flip side, it's easier for the police to protect you, and it's also easier for you to be rounded up. So I need to look at everything from different perspectives and different angles. But again, over and over again, I am not in support of the protest, but I am just one man. And I'm saying that if you have to protest, please do it within the confines of the law.
Especially when now that there is a court judgment.
There's several judgments. There have been several mediatory approaches by the government and other people. There will even be some form of intimidation, which I don't support. I've seen a lot of people make videos saying if you're born, you will make you protest. I don't think that's the right way. I don't think that's the right way to get this done. People actually have legitimate grievances. And knowing that this particular government cannot shy away from the fact that they were actually very big on protesting. There's no way they're going to tell us. For people like Mr. President who were involved with NADECO and all the other, agencies that they joined those days for the propagation of democracy, you protested against the military, you protested against the Jonathan government and everything. You understand? So I don't think people should be stopped from protesting. I just feel that people should not riot.
Now, I'm still talking about this issue. And like I said, looks like this time the security agencies seem to be a bit more organized. And the interesting part is that it's really what we see in Lagos or even around the country. People target a lot of different places that will impede on other people's rights. Now, today, security has now been boosted around the Murtala Mohammed Airport.
Yeah, because again, you remember that these are soft targets everywhere.
People need to. Let's have sense.
The last demonstration by the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress, these were their targets. They went to the airport in Abuja and I think Lagos. I'm sure about the Abuja one because we saw the videos.
Oh, it happened in Lagos as well.
Then they also went to the national grid. Do you understand? So these are soft targets. These are the things that they feel that if you don't support us, we'll make life unbearable for you. So for people who already have their plans to travel out of Nigeria, for people who have medical reasons to travel or business reasons or even personal reasons, they will be impeded by these people who intend to stop the flow of traffic, stop the flights from arriving and leaving as planned. Which definitely will impact negatively on a lot of people. And I think that's one of the things that protesters use.
Yes, I think so. So that's more reason for me. I would say that, to be honest with you, if there are no people that are trying to be funny, this is probably going to be one of the safest times to protest. I'm just saying, because with the kind of security apparatus that is looking like it. However, people should also realize that it's also going to be one of the most volatile, because it is obvious that the police, the army, nobody is playing around. The correctional services, nobody is going to play around. So you do anyhow, you will see anyhow.
Yeah, so for me, again, over and over again, it's also a wake-up call for the government to realize that you promised, to fix the country. I know you can't do it in 1 year. I know. But look at ways where, the long-term and short-term goals are quickly worked on, and the low-hanging fruits are actually achieved in good time. We also know that for a fact that the palliatives are meant to be palliatives. Those are not real solutions to our problems and the issues that we have. And again, I know for a fact, because I'm not going to keep my head in the cloud trying to be politically correct. We know that these problems did not start last year. We know that they were accentuated by this double whammy.
Oh yeah, but this are
but there are other far-reaching issues that we have in Nigeria
that need to be sorted.
ASAP.
One of them, I think maybe we should just talk about that a little bit, is where the federal government has now suspended the import duties on essential food items. They're saying that for now, because these things are imported, the suspension of the import duties should address inflation on these items.
Yeah, but again, there's always going to be the window when it opens and the effect it will have by the time the goods arrive and the distribution and all of that. Do you get? So it's not going to be a relief this month. There's no way
it probably will take a few weeks before we feel the effect.
It's a welcome development. I know that. A lot of people who are into farming have been complaining and all of that, but I asked someone once, I said, why are you complaining if you farmers are trying, I know, but if the produce was enough for Nigerians to consume,
we won't
be in this place. Because when we didn't have this much rice production in Nigeria, rice was not
expensive, yeah. I don't understand. Talking about rice, the federal government yesterday had talked about how they're going to be selling rice at, I think, 40,000 naira per bag.
Yeah, they're announcing 50 kg bag.
50 kg bag. How they're going to be opening centers around the country and to be selling Nigerian rice to people. So I think these are some of the things that the federal government is doing to help. However, I think the state governments too need to really sit up. I will not talk too much today, but I've just said what I said. Still talking about initiatives that the federal government is doing. Not like I'm trying to, it's just news. The MD of the NEL Fund, Akitunde Soya, has now said today that there is 850 million naira that is leaving the NEL Fund accounts to different universities to date for people's fees. Now, they said that this is apart from they had already disbursed 1.7 billion naira already, and there is also another for about 20,000 students, and that there is now another 850. They're saying that altogether they've already approved 260,000 loans, which is for fees and upkeep of students. But they said that they still not got into there because their estimate is still about 1.2 million students. So there still is an ongoing process. And just put it out there that people are already actually, institutions and students are already getting paid.
Yeah, I saw a tweet that actually made my day. There's a popular person on Twitter. This person is, I think she's like a lecturer or something also. Mm-hmm. And she talked about how there's a student that she's been trying to help go through his education, and things were really getting hard. And this weekend also, the guy got his alert for his upkeep. Which also means that the school would have gotten payment for the guy is in a school up north somewhere in Kaduna and all of that. And this is a beautiful story.
Yeah, it's very warming that people now can actually go to school. I was having a conversation with my sister yesterday, and there's someone that lives with her that I know that a few weeks ago the lady was trying to write WAEC and all that. I know that myself was going on and on about how would you not, like she said I think there was a conversation they had a few weeks ago about how she wants to go to one school with one teacher training. So like, what happened to finishing or like go to a proper university or a polytechnic and all that? She now said that this your result to come out. I was now telling her about how people were already getting paid, like student loans and all that. She's like, can you imagine? She just said shouting. Can you imagine this girl? People are getting, like, you don't even have to have money now to go to school.
What if she really doesn't have the capacity
like,
for that?
What are you doing?
What
go
if
to
it's
school.
the place that she has said she wants to go that she should go?
Like, go to school. I'm like, why are you stressing yourself? People are collecting money to go to school. Go to school. I just couldn't stop laughing at yesterday. But I think that is such a warming thing that, you know, Nigerian system, or would I say Nigerian politicians, we have grown to, how would I say now, to not believe what the government says.
Yeah.
There's so much distrust.
Yeah.
So when something like this happens, it's very heartwarming that, okay, you said you would do this, or would I say that these were part of your campaign promises, and we're actually seeing it.
I think the president has been very deliberate with a lot of things that he's doing. You get, he's been very, you know, I don't want to say on point. It's very
intentional.
Intentional is the word about the things that he's doing. I remember when he was campaigning for Buhari, and that was like over 8 years ago. Yeah. Maybe like 10 years ago, and he was going on about this student loan thing.
Yeah, you're wondering why didn't it happen then?
That their party was going to bring student loans, and that everybody would get a chance to go to school and everything. But the party didn't do it for 8 years. So he's coming and he's done it. It's the same way when he was campaigning for himself and he was talking about how subsidy had to go. And he said, if you like, protest from now till tomorrow, subsidy will go.
God, the man.
I remember that video very,
now
very well.
Now we can say, Abi, he's a man of his words.
He actually said it.
Subsidy will go and subsidy is gone.
And that if you like, protest from now till...
He's paying me though, but it is what it is. Seriously, like I said, I say whatever it is anybody wants to say. And I'm not saying that the government is perfect or anything, but the fact that I heard it with my ears that it was campaigned. This student loan thing was a campaign topic, and that students. Funny enough, I don't even know anybody in school. I don't even know anybody that is going to school at the moment, or anybody that is going to directly benefit from this. I honestly don't. But the fact that we can actually see a lot of thousands of students actually getting paid. Not just their fees, meaning that even parents, a lot of parents that are not, you know, there's one thing that you pay school fees and you've been wondering how this child is even going to survive in school. Yeah. And I know that maybe when I was in school, a lot of people would have loved this opportunity because at least to a large extent, there's this less worry of, even parents, less worry, at least the ones at home, is now... Even people that don't collect that much money as salary, now it is about what to eat, where to live. Once this child's school fees is not part of your worries at the moment, it's such a wonderful, wonderful thing. And we hope that they will keep to much more of their promises. Thank you very much.
And amen.
Amen, because in this Nigeria, it's amen that the matter is. Now, moving on from that quickly, a very interesting story that I wanted to talk about, and this is an interview that I watched a part of it, and this is this matter of Senator Kingibe and FCT 001 Nyesom Wike is not going anywhere anytime soon. So she was asked a question about what the issues between her and the FCT minister. So people that do not know, Senator Kingibe is the senator for the Federal Capital Territory. They have just one senator, and now she's saying that the minister had said a lot of things against her. How he had said that come 2027 he was going to unseat her. However, that she feels that she deserves an apology from him, especially when he had said, quoting him, that she should go and hang on a transformer.
Okay.
And that if he apologizes, they can work hand in hand and they would move on. But if not, everybody should stay in their lane. That she's older than him, and Koti demands he not talk to her in that manner.
Everybody's culture is different. Being older than someone is very important. But in some cultures, the man is even more superior. And in some cultures, the woman is. So I don't think she should bring her own age thing into it. But yeah, I get how she feels. I wish that I had access to Senator Kingibe. I'll tell her a few things. But this is my access to Senator Kingibe. So, dear ma, you were elected. You've already spent 1 year as a senator in Abuja. There are moves to bring back the person you defeated or that was there before by the same weekend. How do you expect him to work with you? Ma, the handwriting is on the wall. If I was you, I said this before, I'm going to say it again. Concentrate on your constituency. Consolidate.
And leave him alone. Let him do his.
It's not about even living it. It doesn't even exist in your world. To be honest with you, ma, you're a senator. He's a minister. You're in Labour Party. He's in PDP, working for APC. What is the issue? Why do you need him to work with him? He's a minister. You're a senator. You're supposed to be passing laws. So go back to the House of Assembly in the Senate and pass laws that would benefit your so that they can bring you back. Or don't you want to come back, ma? So for me, I don't know why she's hell-bent on working with him or having him apologize. It's politics. Why does he have to apologize? He doesn't have to. And a lot of people who have told this line have always lost out. There was someone, a senator or two in Lagos that year. Yeah. I think I've said enough on that one. But that person, she lost out, though. Let us learn from other people's mistakes, Yes, you demand respect at times, but don't. You earn it.
You don't need it. I
you
don't
earn it,
He doesn't pay your salary. You don't pay his salary. He didn't appoint you.
Do you know
you
the
didn't
funny
appoint
thing?
him.
Do you know the funny thing?
Everybody did their deal.
There's no interface. I've heard her talk about how she's the highest ranking person in Abuja. You're not. You're not, because the president is domiciled in Abuja, and by law, he has appointed a minister to walk on his behalf. So whatever work and walk that the man is working on, he's the president that is working it. So you are not the most senior person. Even if it was a state, the governor will be higher than you. Yeah. So I don't know why she thinks she's the most senior politician in Abuja and everybody has to bow to her. No, ma. You see, now is the time for you to use the last 3 years of these first 4 years of yours. I'm hoping you get another one to really work, And this Femi Gbajabiamila has set the template. No legislator should come and tell me
found wanting
again how they could not pull projects to their constituency. That guy virtually was competing with Lagos State on a number of roads constructed.
Yeah, he was competing with the governor at this point.
As we speak, if you go to the Lagos University Teaching Hospital, they are building an entire hospital that was, sponsored by him. And he's no longer in the house.
In the house, so let's know what we are doing.
There's an hospital just after the National Stadium, Surulere, on your way to barracks, and there's an hospital named after him, a general hospital. Last week, they started doing promo for CT scan, 50% off. I said, so this general hospital that just started yesterday already has CT scan. Okay. So dear Senator Kingibe, once again, this advice is free. Usually I get paid for this.
Oh, wow.
You can have it for free.
Okay, now moving on from that, let's go on to FAAC allocation matter. You see, because this matter is not going anywhere at times. So that local government autonomy. Now, Algon has now accused state finance commissioners of colluding with governors to obstruct the direct FAAC fund payments to 744 local governments. They're saying that with what they're doing, if they're not careful, they're going to, through their lawyer, Mike Ezekome, that they're going to initiate a contempt proceedings against the commissioners if they fail to comply with the Supreme Court order.
This we didn't expect it to happen overnight. I personally didn't expect all the governors, to be on the same page on this local government thing.
After some people were wailing.
Yeah, some people even set up committees about it.
Oh, some people have another state. Kano State has also set up advisory
that's
committee.
a different committee. It has nothing to do with the autonomy of local government.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Sorry.
Yeah. So the thing about it is that nobody expected some governors, not the governors now, but some governors to just quickly say, you know what, hey, hands off, Supreme Court has spoken, is a lie.
Yeah.
A lot of them will still be looking for ways around it. And that's why we're hoping that the House of Assembly, and the President, and the Attorney General will be looking at phase 2, which is the
taking off the elections completely off these people.
That's it.
Peterman says, I think her name is Ireti, not Ereti. Ireti, about her own constituency project.
That's it.
I'm not going to say that. I will not repeat it. I'm sorry. I will not. I can't
even see. I can't see from here. I used to see from here before. I can't see. It's not clear.
You suddenly can't see now.
I can't see.
I hear you.
But we get the gist. We get what you said. And yes, it's a very good question. In 1 year, what have you done? I have seen people in the house who have already, sponsored projects for their people who look at it this way. There are some executive bills that have now been signed into law that were not even generated in the House of Assembly. They were not authored in the House, but they're paying off different regions.
Yeah.
The Southeast Development Commission. The Northeast Development Commission. It's one of that.
Yeah.
Amongst other things that's going on. So, again, Senator Kingibe really needs to go and understand the reason why she ran this election in the first place. Now you're representing the entire Abuja as the only senator that was elected there, duly elected. Nobody can controvert that. Can you just go and focus on the
move
people?
Leave
Wike alone.
Leave him. Let him. The man is saying he doesn't want to be your friend. He doesn't want friendship. It's not by force. Leave him.
She just didn't get it. She tried to gaslight him and say some other things.
Yeah, apparently.
And the man is on a different level.
He's the kind of person that you can do that kind of thing.
The funny thing is that Nigerians are easily swayed by projects.
I don't think it's Nigeria alone. When people can see the dividend of what they're doing, what the money, I'm paying tax, and I know that the roads to my house.
Tax.
Pay tax. That one said day. Do you understand? I know that there is power.
He seems to be doing it.
The roads are working good.
Let me tell you.
Things are working.
I know someone.
What's my business?
I know someone that hated the idea of Wike being in charge of Abuja. I remember that even a lot of people complained, even some people from a certain part of Nigeria. Yeah. Guess what? Nobody's saying that anymore. You know why? They're seeing a whole lot of development.
That's it. So let's
everywhere
move on.
Is one major
Are we going
construction
to say
site.
that is everybody? Take for example, like you had said, everybody in Surulere that likes
Baja.
No.
But Surulere.
But the man kept everybody quiet.
The man went to Surulere 2.
Kept quiet.
He was elected in Surulere 1. He has projects in Surulere 2.
He literally kept everybody quiet.
So Ireti Kingebe, Senator Auntie, because I think she won't like if we're calling her like that. Auntie,
oh Lord.
Please,
Peterman says, why
get
do you want to put me in trouble? Why? He says, and I quote, his quote, Wike doesn't want to share money or the same bed with Ireti, not by force. You people.
Okay, so moving on to the next story. And no day. Mouth no day.
Anyway, Sha, Algon said that they're going to take.
This is the Oyo Parakpo people.
the commission to the commissioners, state commissioners to court if they do not pay them their money at when due. And
they should. Algon should do that.
Yeah, they definitely should. Kano has now inaugurated an advisory committee on 70,000 naira minimum wage. Does that mean that they are not going to pay the 70,000 naira?
No, let them do their committee. Everything at time takes process. And isn't it a good time to be alive? Local government association has come alive again. And now they are talking about suing people.
If you are the one.
Do you know that a couple of years ago, there were some forerunner jeeps that were procured for all the police by all these 774 local government chairmen. Like that period, the Nigerian police was cruising in forerunner jeep. Who paid for it? The local government.
The local government. Do
you understand? The local governments. But after that, have you seen local government do any project?
Sir Peterman, sir.
What did he say this time? What did he say?
He's talking to you though.
Okay.
He's referring to.
Okay.
He said, "Wait, are we going to pretend like there's no sexual tension? Shola, come on now."
Oh, between who and who now?
I don't know. I refuse to know. I don't know.
Okay, if I'm assuming the people that is referring to, well, let them settle it. And that part of Nigeria is big enough for everybody. Very big.
What part?
Wherever I'm assuming that is referring to. The part of Nigeria now. That place, they have plenty space.
Anyway, we're moving on from that. For Ondo people, or more like the Idonre people, the Owa of Idonre has passed on at the age of 102.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. He's not the only monarch that has died. The king of Oyotunji in America, the Yoruba.
Yeah, I think I saw something like that he was stabbed
by his sister.
Yeah, I saw something like that.
They said his sister stabbed him to death. And just a few days ago, he was still making videos and still, promoting the Yoruba culture and everything.
So that is very sad.
And this is a very sad one.
That one is very, very sad. I just wanted to also put it out there that, interestingly, there's a family in Ofa called the Ijaya family that they have 13 professors. However, they're saying that the progenitor of these people didn't even go to school.
And he has produced 13
in
professors. One family. What really happened? Gongo, Sheffield University. And then try to study a unit. Wait. If there are 13 faculties, there are 13 professors. Wait, this is massive.
It is massive.
Shout out to the Jaya family of Kwara State, Abi.
Yeah, Kwara State.
Because I think I've heard about them. But then they had 12. Now they have 13.
Moving on straight, let's just put out a few things. Lagos is planning to generate 375 billion naira per annum from land use charge payments.
That thing is scary. They're basically going back to like ground zero and asking everybody
go and pay your money.
It's not funny because now the landlord is going to pass that message to the tenants.
Now, Boa Cement has also they're building a new production line set to increase capacity to 20 million metric tons.
There's something about Boa, he's been talking about crashing the price of cement.
Yeah.
And he's done it once or twice. I hope that they actually get a free hand to bring it further down, which will bring down the cost of production and construction.
Peterman says university care. That's a football team with 2 reserve on the bench.
Man,
that's
a lot.
That's a lot. That definitely is a lot. Now, moving on from that, let's talk a bit of sports before we go.
Before you talk sports, I'd like to crave your indulgence. Let's talk about the lady of songs. No, she's not. The stallion. Onyeka Onwenu,
okay. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Because I think that if we leave it for too late, we will not be able to pay a little bit of tribute to one of Nigeria's finest artists ever. Onyeka Onwenu meant a lot of things to a lot of people. She started out as a broadcaster. A lot of people might not know that. And, at a very young age, she started, singing and all of that. One of the highlights of Onyeka's career for me was when she did the collaborations with King Sunny Ade. And there was a lot of talk about them dating, like, oh, yeah, they're dating, they're not dating. And they also had the song titled Let Them Say. that look, let people say what they want, let madam alone, let them say, and people are like, okay, you see, we said that they were tempted.
Yeah, right.
There's another one that they talked about family planning choices and everything. So of course, that's what she was. And one of my favorite Onyeka songs is Iyogogo.
Oh yeah,
it was an amazing,
such a beautiful song. It's sad how she passed. Honestly, yes, she was 72, but I'm not sure a lot of people saw that coming. She still
performed at an event a few days ago.
No, same day. It
was that day.
Oh yes, yesterday. It was. She actually slumped at the event.
Sad.
And then by the time she got to the hospital, it was said that she had passed. Yes, that's actually what happened. So Peterman says, please don't allow Sola mention Osimhen. Move your law baby. Anyway, quickly let's move on to sports. Since he had talked about it, we are not going to talk about Osimhen, I promise you. But we're going to be talking about a bit of the Olympics. It is sad, some things that have happened, as one of the major issues is Favour Ofili, how she had put out a statement yesterday, how she was excluded from the 100 meters race after she had qualified, saying that she was not registered for it by either the NOC or the African or the Athletics Federation of Nigeria. However, the sports minister has come out to say that in his statement, basically, the heads will roll if anybody is found culpable in this issue.
Yeah, I saw that tweet from her last night, and I was more or less heartbroken. I don't know if you guys are aware, but barely 3 years ago, the last Olympics, it was postponed because of COVID and all of that. So it took place about 3 years ago there. But she actually got to Tokyo after qualifying to find out that she could not contest. Why? There were 3 pre-tournament tests that they should have done, and about 18 or so Nigerian athletes did not do it because the people in charge did not get them to do it.
Yeah,
and they couldn't contest. Now, I was speaking to a colleague, Tony Ibito, and he was even saying something about how they're saying now that there's a 1% chance that Favour could still contest in the 100 meters. 1%. Fingers crossed.
Okay, so we'll see how that drama is going to unfold. But I would say that this is probably the first time I'm seeing a minister come out to quickly. Maybe maybe we'll say that he's confident in the work that they did.
Yeah, again, people must realize that it's the Nigerian Olympic Committee that is in charge of the team from when the minister has handed over to him to the end of the Olympics.
Yeah, so we'll see how that drama is going to unfold. Also, still talking about the Olympics, Jamaica's Sherika Jackson, that seems to look like is also going to do wonders, has now been said that will not run for 100 meters. They're saying that there's somebody else that's going to replace her just for fitness purposes, and she's going to run in, I think, the 200.
She's going to concentrate on the other races. Remember, Sharika was part of the other 3 Jamaicans that made a clean sweep of the 100 meters at the last Olympics.
So we'll see where that is going. Also, still sticking with the Olympics, Canada has lost their appeal against FIFA. FIFA had already docked them 6 points for the drone spying incident, and they had appealed. However, they have
Court of
also
Arbitration for Sports.
They have also, they've lost that as well. So they're going in losing 6 points. I don't see how they want to. Home.
But maybe they will qualify as third best loser. Remember that they are defending champions, although there's nothing like that.
You can get 9 points in all,
and you can get 3 and still qualify. Remember, the Falcons have already lost 2, and they might still qualify depending on how the group turns out.
So let's see what
the calculator now. If this one beats this one and this one does this one, then this one will qualify.
I agree. So we'll see what that is going to go. Quickly before we go, some transfer stories. Marseille has submitted a new proposal to Arsenal for Eddie Nketiah. Looks like they want him, as Arsenal had already refused a proposal saying that it was too low. Also, Chelsea has now also signed Philip from Villarreal.
I need to say something about Chelsea before you go on.
Oh, yeah?
There's a problem. There is a problem.
Why?
Chelsea is chasing another. They just bought this Philip guy, and they're chasing another goalkeeper. If they get him, that makes 8 goalkeepers.
What are you people doing?
And they have 42 players. Chelsea, what's this scam? I don't know. There's something going on somewhere. Is everything okay at home?
Is everything all right?
And they're still chasing more players.
Like, let's know what we are doing. After all these players, what's the point?
They're still chasing
What's
more.
the point
They're still
of
being
all this?
linked to at least 5 more players. What's going on, Chelsea?
What's going on? Now, quickly before we go, just wanted to put it out there. Now, one of the issues, I don't say issues actually, because it's actually not bad news. On Netflix Nigeria, I think last week Friday, a historic movie, House of God, was released, and it's now been said that it's now the most watched movie on Netflix Nigeria. And this is not about him being a Nigerian film, because there are other movies that are not Nigerian but this particular one in this period has been the most watched movie and is been out in less than a week.
Yeah, I've seen it too. So I guess I'm sure it's my view that actually just jacked it up, saying that I hardly ever open my Netflix in a month or two. So yeah, we tried for House of God. Very good movie, by the way.
Yeah, I think that they did well. Like I said, for me, I feel that a few things were a bit unexplained, especially if you know the original God story. But I also like the fact that for most of the story, they stuck to the original story. They didn't deviate too much. So they didn't have to do so much, and it wasn't confusing or anything. So yes, I think kudos to the people that produced that. Finally, before we go, R. Kelly has now decided to appeal the convictions against him at the U.S. Supreme Court. Before you say that, so Peterman says, Sola, Oya, give the great guys of your credit.
I already didn't. I do that already. I did that already. It's an amazing. We already know the story of Bashon Ruga. We already know, but I think Bolanle Austin Peters and our team did a great job. A big shout out to Ibrahim Chata.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
And
fantastic.
And Femi Branch.
Femi Branch. I think those two were a match made in heaven. It was yes. It was such a very nice.
The lady that acted as the Nupe witch in court. What's her name?
I don't know her name. I have no idea.
She was a good actor too.
Never seen her.
She was a good actor.
I would say that I don't know the point of her role though in that movie. If you had removed it, you wouldn't have changed anything. But
no, you can't remove her. Her role was there now, and if she played it right.
I'm not saying she didn't act it right. I'm just saying that her role, I don't know what that role added to the story. What? Okay, why are you
She was a very good actor.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it about the acting? Are you sure?
Oh, you think because she stripped to some level?
I'm just asking.
Me, I'm not concerned about those kind of things. I just fast forwarded it when it got to that part.
Oh, wow. I see. As a child of God.
Yes, now.
As a child of God.
See, no, hear no.
All right. R. Kelly Asha appealed his sex crime convictions to the U.S. Supreme Court. Do you think anything is going to come out of it?
It's a court, and for them to even allow the appeal, maybe he has some new evidence. I don't know, Sharp, because the criminal justice system or the American justice system in all.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Kind of
it's very
anything
interesting.
can happen. A person can be convicted and still contest for president. You understand? So
anyway, finally, before we go, Peterman says, meanwhile, we're still waiting for a movie about an historic Ekiti son or daughter. Do we have any, Sola? I don't know.
I like to plead the fifth.
Look for. I don't care whatever you say.
Chief Owodiko will not be very, very happy with.
He will answer that question for you. I have no words on that matter. Anyway, that is all we have to take today.
Okay, I'll ask you off air though. But is there any top?
I don't know. Ask Chief.
Maybe the ones of recent times, the soldiers that we've had, the Ademule Guns. Ademule Guns is Ekiti Abi.
I don't know who.
Abi is Ondo self.
I don't know who those people are. I don't know. Never heard of that.
All right.
Anyway, you people it's time to be going because you are doing too much at this point. We'll see you tomorrow on another show at 3 p.m. West African time. Thank you so much for always being here.
God bless you.
We'll be back again. Have a beautiful, beautiful day.
Thank you. So you people don't have